tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, that one went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I just wanted to try to set this stage. You feel me? All right, we got to continue to set the groundwork before we start talking about the ladies. That's all right with y'all.
Facts.
All
Cool.
right, y'all can see my screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at this first pose. Okay, they got you wearing these pink ripped jeans with heels on. And you think that's masculine, brother? Let's go to the next pic, okay? You're laying in this pink, I don't know if it's a bed or a couch, with a pink book and pink sweater. And look at how you're posing. Is that masculine to you, brother? Next picture. They got you here on this couch. I don't even know how you're supposed to be posing, but there's red flowers all over you. Like, what are you trying to portray here, okay? And then this pic is the pic of them all, brother. You got your legs crossed in this feminine, feathery robe and heels with your lips puckered out like a little bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. And you think most masculine men are not gonna have an issue with this?
So, y'all seen those pictures? What was it? Was it Vogue? What was it? I forget.
Ebony.
Ebony. My bad. And then you saw just some other examples that I want to cite. You saw the Rihanna when she ASAP was holding the baby and he was walking behind her.
Yeah.
Remember? Did I see that?
Yep.
And then Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. I always tell my friends I love them and we always show love, but I don't know. It just that picture. You know the picture I'm talking about? Shit was kind of shaky. So my question is, right? Again, we setting the floor before we start talking about the ladies. I feel like we gotta make sure we hold ourselves accountable first. Do men need to take a stand for masculinity?
Absolutely.
Do men need to take a stand for masculinity? All right, Mr. White, what's up?
absolutely, yo. I don't know what the hell wrong with that nigga. That was crazy. Come on, bro. And I get it, right? Like even
like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
I'm guilty of trying to be, politically correct a lot, with what I do and stuff. But it's like you give a person an inch, they take a mile, right? And then once you open that door, how do you put it back in? So I think we need to radically start standing up for masculinity. Like period. We need to be comfortable being men. Forget people's feelings, right? Of course you want to be like respectful, but we don't have to just accept anything just because it's gonna hurt somebody's feelings if we don't. We should feel free to speak how we need to speak. And yeah, because masculinity is dying and it's sad. Like, it's sad. That Michael B. Jordan joint him you was talking about, when I seen it, I'm like, come on, my boy. Come on, my boy. Boy got the duck lips and everything on the man's neck. I'm like, come on, my boy.
Wow.
What are y'all doing? So, yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, hey? Your son, he's 7. He fall and scrape his knee. He start crying. What's your response?
Get up. We don't do that.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Like that.
All right. Chief.
Sir, yes, sir. Do we need to take a stand for masculinity? I'm gonna say I think any man who carries himself with masculinity is easily and readily identified as a man who does such. And those who choose to portray themselves otherwise just do what they do. So do we need to take a stand for masculinity? I don't feel like I need to advocate for Mr. White in his masculinity. Let him do that for himself. And I'm just using him as an example. I don't feel like I have to advocate for another man to be masculine, like, unless it's my child, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, let these cats rock how they want to rock.
Well, so on that though, when Jetty Corn mentioned some systemic issues Eddie brought some context to some of what Gunny was saying in terms of why we got there or how we got there. What about male emasculation?
Does
Like,
that
what
come
if
from? Does
men
that come
can't?
from men though? So what
Men,
if men?
it can come from men, it can come from women. But the point is, I feel like men have been emasculated. And do we need to start? Can we just go by and say, okay, that's showing you, or do we need to help each other?
Okay, in that respect, of course, we need to offer some gems of guidance, some tutelage, some mentoring and whatnot. But in terms of taking a stand for masculinity, I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. Like, I can be like, hey, listen, that was a little sus, or whatever. But I don't necessarily need to be like, on the front line with with a sign. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go to the march about it. That's when I hear take a stand. I mean, like an overall advocacy for like all of us getting together trying to represent masculinity or taking a stand for masculinity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I've seen. Well, let me reserve my commentary on that. Let me get T in real quick. T, do men need to take a stand for masculinity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, because I can understand like what Adrian was saying. You know, you don't want to be, you want to be politically correct, but you don't want to be disrespectful. But at the same time, I mean, these dudes are just getting they're getting out there. I mean, out there. I mean, and that shit just don't fly. You ask, like, if your kid fell and scraped his knee, the first thing is like, get up. You ain't dying. You ain't dead. Get your ass up. I mean, there's got to be, dare I say, some testicular fortitude about this thing. So
there's a pause about it. Okay.
I can totally respect that, T, but from my perspective, I don't feel like I need to check whomever because they dressing how they want to dress. Let that nigga do what he want to do. I'm in my lane. We tend to like disassociate ourselves from that extreme of lack of representation in masculinity. So we're not really connecting with that though. You know what I'm saying? Making sense?
I feel you on that. But just I think that sometimes, I get the, it's kind of that individuality thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
More so less. I don't feel like I need to advocate for the masses of masculinity is what I'm saying.
So all right, Chief. So you're gonna tell me if your man come out the house in a romper?
I'm hearing you. So my man's, yes. My people, yes. But I don't feel like I gotta check Jonathan Majors for how he dressed. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. Like, let him do what he do. You dig what I'm saying?
Wow.
All right, Chief, mute. Bash your head against that goddamn closet.